Any moment now, the second round of talks will be officially starting between India and Pakistan over the Kartarpur Corridor. This will be at the Wagah border. The Indian delegation have arrived at the Attari-Wagah border and the two countries will discuss modalities over passageway to Sikh pilgrims. The Indian authorities are expected to raise the number of Sikh pilgrims who will cross the border to offer prayers at Kartarpur Sahib. We're bringing you live visuals from the Kartarpur, over the Kartarpur issue. The delegation will be crossing over to the Pakistani side of Wagah any moment now. We're also expecting a press conference from the Pakistani Foreign Ministry. Hopefully we will be getting a link to that as well, after which we believe the Indian delegation will be crossing over. The talks are expected to take place till about 2 o'clock this afternoon, after which the Indian delegation will return. Now, sources have informed India today that the authorities will also raise the issue of Khalistani leaders being part of the Kartarpur panel. The Imran Khan government removed the name of Khalistani leader Gopal Singh Chawla from the panel. The leader is known to be a close aide of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks mastermind Hafiz Saeed. However, it turned out to be an eyewash, as another Khalistani leader, Amir Singh, was inducted into the very same panel.
Kartarpur Sahib Corridor is going to be a test for both India and Pakistan. Can both countries come together for the standalone project? Both the countries have not been talking to each other. There have been number of terror attacks in India, where India has blamed Pakistan-based terror groups. Now, after this, there has been a proposal, and Kartarpur Sahib Corridor work has already started. Now, there seems to be a lot of sticky points. This is the second high-level meeting which is taking place. It's raining right here in Lahore. We are on the bus from Lahore to Wagah border. India Today getting you every moment of this particular meeting. Now, there are sticky points. India is building a bridge while Pakistan is making a causeway. Causeway is an embankment. It's a sort of a low-lying bridge that goes into an area which is likely to be flooded. Now, let me tell you, this is the causeway, and when we talk about the bridge, so obviously there is a difference because India is on incline, and this is how the viewpoint of both India and Pakistan are different. Will there be a staircase? Will there be a causeway which will be extended? How will they join the bridge? Second point is about how there would be 5,000 pilgrims that India wants to send every single day to Pakistan for darshan. They want them to go and come back on the same day. Pakistan wants to limit the cap to 750. India is making a huge infrastructure, 500 crore rupees, while they say that Pakistan has a structure of 100 crore rupees. So what really happens? And will there be a passport required? Will there be a permit? Because that is a key issue. Security has been a key element in this entire scenario. India has been saying that Pakistan has been trying to revive Khalistani militancy in Punjab. Now that is a key issue. What really happens? Because remember, Gopal Singh Chawla and the other extremist elements removed from the meeting. But then there is a replacement by another key face, Amir Singh, who's brother of Bishan Singh. Will this be an issue? This is likely to be one of the points to be raised by Indian side again. But can the two countries come together? Can this Kartarpur Sahib Corridor be a symbol of friendship, a standalone friendship? Because remember, the talks are not on. But if they can do it this way, this will be a relief. This will be something that the Sikh pilgrims have always wanted. This will have to stand the test of time. There has been a beginning, but will it come to a concrete conclusion and the yatra beginning from India and Pakistan throughout the year? With camera person Kirpal, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu on the Lahore-Wagah highway for India Today.
ये दोनों कंट्रीज़ के दरमियान इतनी पहले हैं मुश्किलात हैं और ये हालात बहुत ख़राब हैं दोनों के दरमियान, तो इस तरह के मूव होने चाहिए कि दोनों की सुलह है आपस में, और दोनों के एक ही लोग हैं, एक ही तरह के लोग हैं, तो आपस में इनकी जो है अंडरस्टैंडिंग बेहतर है।
नहीं, ये मूव बहुत अच्छा है, जो कॉरिडोर खोलने का मूव है। इससे दोनों ममालिक के अंदर ज़रा अमन सलामती और अच्छा मूव है।
Geeta Mohan now joining me on the phone line. Geeta, Gopal Singh Chawla replaced by another Khalistani, Amir Singh. As far as the Pakistani delegation is concerned, what are your sources telling you? Will this issue be taken up during the meeting? Geeta, can you hear me?
Yes, Vedika.
Geeta, my question was one Khalistani being replaced by the other as far as the Pakistani delegation for the corridor talks is concerned. What are your sources telling you? Will this issue be raised during the meeting?
Well, absolutely. Any concern that India has with regards to Khalistani elements within the committee of Pakistan when it comes to Kartarpur Corridor is an issue that Pakistan is an issue, Vedika, that India is going to raise with Pakistan. It has been a huge concern for India. But remember, there is one thing that we have seen in terms of forward movement. The 5 names that were given that India wanted removed from the committee, those names have been removed. But while Pakistan wanted to show the international community, as also India, that they are moving forward on ensuring that their concerns are allayed with regards to Khalistanis, they just replaced one with the other. Now, how is Pakistan really going to look at the fact that Bhisham Singh's brother, Amir Singh, is now a part of the PSGPC is something that we'll have to wait and see. And but the bigger element over here, Gopal Singh Chawla, having been removed after tremendous pressure from India, is a welcome sign. So we'll have to wait to see how the things really pan out, Vedika. There are a lot of problems. It's not just about the Khalistanis, it's about the intent. Look at there is so much in terms of bridging the gap, so to say, and literally so, given that India is building a bridge and Pakistan is building a causeway, Vedika. It is going to be a Herculean task to ensure that even in terms of logistics and infrastructure, that the two sides are on the same page.
Also, Geeta, time running out really, given that the target is the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Sahib.
Well, that's right. It is a very important and an auspicious moment, not just for Sikhs in India and Pakistan, but from across the world. So there is going to be a massive event that is going to be held in Nankana Sahib and in Kartarpur Sahib. And we normally see a lot of people from across the globe really attending those events. So there is going to be a massive one, but one again, Vedika, will have to see whether if both sides can keep the deadline for the infrastructure so as to ensure that Sikh pilgrims from India can really go to Pakistan through the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. There are issues with regards to number of people that Pakistan will be allowing in as well. 750 is what they're saying their capacity is. India says it should be at least 5,000 a day. So on many issues of Vedika, the two sides have to sit and talk things through. Technical level talks are really essential. Second round of talks were called up earlier because of the Khalistani elements such as Gopal Singh Chawla having been included in the committee. Now they're not there. So it makes them at least, it will take out one impediment, but the Indian side will be taking note of the fact that there are other Khalistani elements that have been added to the committee, and that certainly will come up during talks between the two sides. Technical level talks on the second round of talks will only ensure that the two sides talk about the issues, the niggling issues between the two countries.
The other niggling issue being, Geeta, the documentation.
Well, absolutely. The fact that India has been pressing that only a pass or a permit should suffice when pilgrims go from here to Pakistan. Pakistan could insist on passport. They had been insisting in the past. We'll have to wait and see whether if that will work, because not everyone in India, certainly not from rural India, really possesses a passport, Vedika. So it becomes a problem for those who do not possess a passport.
Bringing us a report, let's just cut across, then I'll come back to Geeta.
Happening right at the zero line itself. So we'll just show you where the media stand right here is. Mohammad Faisal just addressed the media, and he said the Pakistan side is extremely positive. Now the Indian side has raised a number of issues, including the face of Khalistani extremists being part of the meeting. Now they have done away with Gopal Singh Chawla and the others, but then there is replacement by Amir Singh, another Khalistani face. This is an objection which is likely to be raised by India. The other is obviously the modalities about how things are going to move, especially the causeway versus the Indian bridge. What is the meeting point going to be? Just let me tell you, there is an entire scenario out here Pakistani media in large numbers, but significantly all eyes on this project, because remember, India and Pakistan may otherwise not be talking. Remember, talks and terror cannot go together. It has been the stance of India. But this is a standalone project. This has been initiated way long back last year, and now can this be successful? Because remember, there has been past history of hostility and mistrust, and now is going to be a real test for both countries whether they can really come, and this will really stand as a symbol, a symbolic measure of friendship between India and Pakistan. So this is going to be a real test. But before that, the Indian team out here, again, this is something all eyes will definitely be on. Can they iron out issues right here? With camera person Kirpal Singh, this is Kamaljeet Sandhu at the Wagah border, Pakistan, India Today.
Well, India is very keen to work out the nuts and bolts to ensure that thousands of Sikh pilgrims can travel through the Kartarpur Sahib corridor. However, Pakistan is not coming to these talks with a clean hand. Let's bring you this report from Kamaljeet and Hamza Amir.
Under pressure from India, Pakistan has removed 5 pro-Khalistan terror elements, including Gopal Singh Chawla, a close aide of 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks mastermind Hafiz Saeed, from the Pakistan Sikh Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee.
Dropping such a controversial name, that too in such a pious committee, is always welcome. We welcome this move of Pakistan. It's given a good message while celebrating this by the Pakistan also and by the government of India also.
आतंकवाद के पैर उखड़ रहे हैं, इसका श्रेय मोदी जी को जाता है, जिन्होंने अंतर्राष्ट्रीय स्तर पे पाकिस्तान को आइसोलेटेड और लोनर कर दिया। आज पाकिस्तान ये समझ चुका है कि आतंकवाद को अगर वो समर्थन देगा तो पाकिस्तान का अस्तित्व दुनिया के मानचित्र से मिट जाएगा।
But that's just one half of the story. Islamabad has exposed its sinister plan by inducting known India baiters and Khalistan terror supporters like Amir Singh in the same Kartarpur Sahib Corridor Committee.
If you talk from security, national security point of view, to me it appears that it is very dangerous and it has the potent of creating a wide ramifications on the issue of national security.
Speaking to India Today, Gopal Singh Chawla continued to spew venom against India. He praised Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan and blamed Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his removal from the Kartarpur Sahib Corridor Committee. This removal took place just 24 hours before a round of talks between India and Pakistan on modalities. The Kartarpur Sahib Corridor will permit pilgrims to travel from Dera Baba Nanak Shrine in Gurdaspur to the Darbar Sahib at Kartarpur in Pakistan.
India is still concerned of the presence of the new member who is added, who was also a Khalistani leader, a younger brother of Bishan Singh named Amir Singh. That concern is certainly going to be on the Indian side against Pakistan, because Pakistan, while it maintains it has taken action against the India's concern, it certainly has not done enough, because the Khalistani presence is still present at large in the committee on the Kartarpur corridor as well. Hamza Amir, Islamabad, India Today.
Geeta Mohan back on the phone line with us. Geeta, the safety of these pilgrims, the security situation is of utmost importance and a big concern for the government of India, which they will be taking to the talks today.
Well, absolutely, Vedika. And when we were speaking to highly placed officials within the Ministry of External Affairs and Ministry of Home Affairs, they were very clear that no matter what, security of Indian nationals will not be compromised because of the Kartarpur Sahib corridor, which means all technicalities when it comes to security, be it infrastructure and securing Indian nationals with regards to the infrastructure so that it is a smooth passage for them, or be it the other elements that, so to say, when it comes to terrorism, so on and so forth. These are areas that are being looked into, and the Indian authorities are very clear that security certainly is paramount for India and it will not be compromised. So they are looking at all aspects, be it logistics, infrastructure, or for that matter, when we talk about security of our nationals who would be on Pakistani soil, that aspect is also being looked into.
Geeta, thanks for that update. We will keep coming back to you for more. But I think we can see some movement taking place at the Wagah border. Let's just try and see what's happening there. This seems to be the beginning of talks where the Indian delegation will be going to the Wagah side of Pakistan, where the talks will be underway. It seems to be the delegation that's crossing over. Kamaljeet Sandhu now live with me. Kamaljeet, if you can just take us through the visuals that we can see. I think the Indian delegation seems to be crossing over to the Pakistani side for these talks to commence. What's the latest on your end?
Well, yes, you can see, even as I speak to you, the Indian side led by SCL Das. He is the Joint Secretary in MHA, leading that delegation. The Indian side just crossing over right now. This is obviously a huge meeting. This is a second high-level meeting between Indian and Pakistani officials. Remember, they will thrash out, iron out differences between India and Pakistan, which is holding up the Kartarpur Corridor. So yes, the Indian delegation right there, walking with their file, they're ready with their presentations. The Pakistani side is already sitting inside that meeting hall. Mohammad Faisal saying they're very, very hopeful. Indian side obviously has raised issue regarding Khalistani faces being part of the Pakistan Prabandhan Committee. Here it is, the Indian side just walking across. This is a movement, this is a moment of reckoning. Remember, because this will pave way for Kartarpur Sahib Corridor talks. And yes, let's see if we can try and get any word from the Indian side. Remember, this is a delegation and perhaps not. They've been taken away. This is a meeting that is going to be extremely important. Because remember, it's the Khalistani issue which has been very, very important. It's also the issue. The gates right behind me will close in some time. You can see the Indian media right there.
Yes.
But right now, what is important is, will India and Pakistan be able to have this standalone project? India and Pakistan have not been on talks. There have been number of attacks in India. Obviously, the country blaming Pakistan for some of the state-sponsored terrorism. But this alone itself, it's a standalone project. Now, there are key issues, whether it is a causeway versus a bridge. When we're talking about other issues, like the modalities, whether there will be a passport, the number of pilgrims. India wants 5,000, Pakistan wants to cap it at 750. So, number of issues out here. Now, there is a huge number of media persons out here. But will they be able to thrash out those particular issues remains something which is very key at this point of time.
Right.
The Indian delegation very much out here. If we can try and show you the visuals, preparations and refreshment being given. But on top of the agenda is not just that. It is how they will come across, how India and Pakistan will resolve the issue is the key statement. And yes, the time is running out. Infrastructure, India's got a huge infrastructure of 500 crore rupees. Pakistan investing 100 crore rupees. Now, will there be a difference? Remember, when we're talking about the causeway Pakistan has, which is an embankment of sorts,
yes,
which is likely to flood. It's raining out here and there has been flooding earlier. India saying the crops of Indian side could be damaged besides the Pakistani farmers getting affected. But again, at this point of time, the issues remain, the modalities, will there be a passport, will there be a permit, what is the issue? Because remember, just the high security camera zones will be put in there, but will the pilgrims come back on the same day, which is what Indian side wants. So yes, this is for a good purpose, but will it all come together? This is going to be a standalone point where India and Pakistan can work towards a project, and will that project fructify? That is the key question.
All right, so the second round of talks officially underway any moment now. Kamaljeet is at the Pakistani side of the Wagah border, reporting from there. Kamaljeet, very quickly, let's also talk about the intent from the Pakistani side as far as these talks are concerned. Alright, we seem to have lost the line there with Kamaljeet, but the second round of talks, which were previously scheduled for the 2nd of April, but then was held back, was because India had raised the concerns of the presence of controversial elements on the Pakistani side, being of course the Khalistani presence. But Pakistan's lip service could also be witnessed yesterday when they removed Gopal Singh Chawla from the panel but inducted Amir Singh, yet another Khalistani, into the panel. According to our sources, this issue will also be raised with the Pakistani delegation. Those are the live visuals from the Wagah side of Pakistan that we're getting you.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.